listeners listening to me at home. Welcome to your darling program showing on every Monday and every Saturday by 10:30. Good morning to your Abntv newspaper review. Here with me, I have the Tribune newspaper and I have the Punch newspaper. Firstly, we go to the Tribune newspaper. Now the headline here with me with the Tribune newspaper. Northern elders ask federal government not to negotiate with bandits. Olubadan elevates 5 more chiefs. Kuka to Tinubu. Reverse petrol price. Nigeria are suffering. No decision yet on 18 years limit of university admission. Court remand man for stealing beans in Ibadan. Commuters groan as transport fares go up. Now the story in details. Fuel price up. Do not take Nigeria patients for granted, Arewa youth tell federal government. Following the astronomical increase in the price of petrol, the Arewa Youth Consultative Forum has cautioned the federal government not to take Nigeria's patients for granted. President General of the forum, Yerima Chesima, while reacting to the increase, said it is now becoming clearer that the present government may have lost touch with the reality on ground. Shetima said, for the same government that appealed to Nigeria not to embark on protests with the promise to make life better turn, all of a sudden, wake up to add the pains of its people to rather unfortunate. Even the blind can see the hard situation and the deaf can also hear that the poverty and absolute hunger in the country are unbelievable, and now to add the hardship is certainly high level of intensity and must be addressed accordingly. Today, price of foodstuff is no longer within the reach of the ordinary Nigeria, and it is now clear that the increase of minimum wage to 70,000 naira is nothing but a disease because, with the reality on ground, it cannot meet the need of one person, let alone a family, and now the said money can barely cover the transportation to the workplaces in a month. Fuel price cries. Do not take Nigeria patients for granted, Arewa youth tell federal government. The full details of this story is on page 3 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. No decision yet on 18 years old limit for varsity admission. The federal government on Friday clarified that it has not banned underage students from sitting examination conducted by the West African Examination WAEC, and the National Examination Council NECO, and the National Business and Technical Examination Board NAPTEP. The government also clarified that the 18 years old limit for entrance into university in Nigeria, as earlier announced, is still a work in progress, as a final decision on it can only be taken at the forthcoming National Council on Education. After due consideration by all stakeholders, the Minister of State for Education, Dr. Sanko Sununu, made the clarification while addressing newsmen to mark the 2024 World Literacy Day with the theme, promoting multi-inaugural education, literacy for mutual understanding and peace. The global celebration will be held on 9 and 10 September 2024 in Yaoundé and Cameroon. Sonunu stated that the government is only concerned about situation whereby some universities give admission to children of between age 10 and 12. According to him, this is a shocking revelation, hence the decision to reinforce the inclusive provision of the national policy on education. He said, it was shocking to know that a university in Nigeria gave admission to children of the age of 10. They gave admission to the children of age of 11 and 12. We are not also saying that there are no exceptions. We know that we have talented students that can have an equal and an adult, even at the age of 6, age of 7, but those are very few. The ministry is looking at developing a guidelines on how to identify and label a child as talented so that we can grant them exception, so that the parents will not also say that we have blocked chance for everybody. I want to urge the Nigerian public that this is a work in progress. Nobody is saying that no child will write WAEC, NECO, or any other examination in the country has been reported. I hope this will clear this misconception and this misinterpretation of what we said. We all know that government of President Bola Tinubu is democratic and listening. When the Student Loan Act was passed initially, the president listened to the outcries of Nigeria that it was so reactive, and the act was repeated as what is now acceptable to all Nigeria. No decision yet on 18 years old limit for varsity admission. The full details of this story is on page 4 of the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Kwara Polytechnic commiserates with students' family over untimely deaths. The rector, Kwara State Polytechnic Engineer Dr. Abdul Juman Mohammed, has expressed sadness over the dismissal of a National Diploma 2 ND2 Electrical Electronic Engineering student, Abdul Koyim Bamdili. In a statement issued and signed by a spokesperson of Polytechnic, Mrs. Alimat Gaba, the school disclosed that the sad incident allegedly took place on Wednesday, September 4, 2024, around the GRA in Ilorin, the state capital. According to the statement, the circumstances around the young and promising student's death is still deceased, as there were many unconfirmed stories and narratives around it. It added that the school management is committed to ensuring that the justice is served as appropriate based on the final report of the matters. Engineer Abdul appreciated the students for being calm and not taking laws into their hands, stressing that it's the investigation unfold the Polytechnic community and remain resolute in its demand for accountability and justice for Abdul Koyim. The rector also commiserates with the families of the deceased and the entire Polytechnic community on the sad developments and prayed that God give the family, friends, classmates, and entire Polytechnics and strength to bear the huge loss. Kwara Polytechnic commiserates with students' families over the untimely deaths. The full details of this story is on page 5 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Hardship. Oyebanji directs Ekiti workers to work from home. In a what could be described as a direct response to the current economic situation and hardship, the Ekiti State Governor Biodun Oyebanji has approved a work from home arrangement for civil servants in the state. The special advisor to the governor on media, Yinka Oyebode, in a statement on Friday, said the arrangement was aimed at further cushioning the effects of the current economic situation on workers in the state. According to the Oyebode, under the new arrangement, officers on level 1 to 7 will work from home 3 days a week. Officers on level 8 to 12 are to work from home 2 days in a week, while officers on level 13 to 17 will work from home once in a week. He revealed that the new arrangement, which is accepted to commence on Monday, however, exclude essential workers like teachers, co-ed workers in hospital, and security personnel. Hardship. Oyebanji directs Ekiti workers to work from home. The full details of this story is on page 6 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Another story here with me in Nigerian Tribune newspaper. Benue APC elect chairmanship, councillorship candidates for local government election. The Benue State chapter of the All Progressive Congress, APC, has elected its chairmanship and councillorship candidates for the October local government election. This came barely 2 weeks after the Austin Aganda-led Executive Council embossed and the party chairman and councillorship candidates for the local government election, despite the sacking of his State Workers Committee by the Abdullahi Gaduje-led National Working Committee. Secretary spokesperson of the APC Caretaker Committee in the state, Jomsi Ongunga, who said that the premises were inch-free, noted that 23 chairmanship and 276 councillorship candidates were elected for the forthcoming elections. According to him, all local governments in the state have concluded their premises and submitted the results to the Caretaker Committee. He commended his members for their peaceful conduct during the primary elections. Ongunga also praised the aspirants particularly for conducting themselves well during the screening exercise on September 1, 2024, which lasted till September 2, 2024. He said, APC is pleased, but no form of violence has been reported anywhere during the process, as those who have concerned with the screening exercise reports have since approached the Barrister Moses leading screening appeal committee, which has attended to all cases. Benue's APC elects chairmanship, councillorship candidates for local government elections. The full details of this is in page 8 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And lastly, with me in the Nigerian Tribune newspaper, aspects call for more investments in health sector, seek end to quackery. For Nigeria to see more improvements in its health indices, the federal government has been urged to invest more in the sector. This was the Central Commission of Speakers at the 2024 World Enterprise Technology Day held at the Federal Medical Center, Abeokuta, and organized by the Ayode Health Foundation in conjunction with the Association of Fastest Technicians of Nigeria, Ogun State Chapter. Founders of the foundation, Oni Adibayo, who was represented by Ms. Patrick Okeke, also urged other non-governmental organizations to invest in the health sector because it is financially intensive. Adding such commitments propelled the foundation to help patients with clue foods with cash and medical materials. He said there is a need for more investment in the sector from government. The NGOs and the other bodies government alone cannot do it. Governments are trying their best, but they need to channel more energy into this area because a lot of people are not aware. They have to create awareness. This is very crucial, that they should provide support and in any way that can smile on the face of the patient. The head of the Department of the Traumas and Plastic Unit, Dr. Abdul Fatimu, said investment is a strong catalyst for development in the health sector. Fadamu noted that the major purpose of the health technicians is to undertake bone fractures, management, and corrections, hence adding that they must be appreciated. He stated further that it is unfortunate that most people report to the hospital quite late, thereby making the necessary treatment and corrections to their cases almost impossible. Fadimu therefore implored members of the society to report any case of fractures to hospital immediately for proper treatment. In his address, a consultant, Dr. Adris Aremu, admits that members of the association to eradicate quackery in their profession, saying, as good as effective as it is, it can wreak havoc if it is not done by a professional. Aspects call for more investment in health sectors and seek ends to quackery. The full details of this story is on page 8 of Nigerian Tribune newspaper. And before we come back to the second edition of this program, The Punch newspaper, if you'd like to follow us on our website page, on our social media page, you can follow us on www.abntv network on our website page. And we also have our social media. We have the Facebook, we have the Twitter, we have the YouTube, we have the Instagram. On our Facebook, you can subscribe, you can share and like and comment. You can click on Abntv Houston. And likewise, we have our Twitter. You can click on Abntv Nigeria. And we also have our YouTube. You can click and subscribe and like and comment on our Abntv Houston. And lastly, on our Instagram, you can click on Abntv Nigeria if you'd like to watch us live and direct on our websites, on our social media. And before we come back to the second edition of this program, let's listen to what we have for you on our studio. We'll be right back.
African Broadcasting Network. African Broadcasting Network. It's all about Africa. Africa. It's all about motherland. Celebrating rich cultural heritage. ABN, we bring the best. Broadcasting Network. Broadcasting Network. African Broadcasting Network. Oh. Entertainment, education. African Broadcasting Network. Oh yeah. Oh. Information, cultural value. African Broadcasting Network. ABN, celebrating Africa's rich cultural heritage.
Welcome back, and I hope you enjoy what we have for you in our studio. Now to the second edition of this program, The Punch newspaper. Tinubu must drop petroleum minister portfolio. People spreading petrol crisis. Trucks stranded at depots as NNPCL Dangote tackle over pricing. Nigeria flag designer Taiwo Akinkumi buried after 1 year wait for federal government. Ogun begins manhunt for kidnappers of 66-year-old nurse. Now the story in details. 13,346 killed and 9,207 abducted under Tinubu says report. Since President Bola Tinubu had inauguration on May 29, 2023, Nigeria has seen a democracy's rise in violence, with 13,346 people killed and 9,207 abducted across the country. This surge in violence spanning 667 local government areas is attributed to terrorism, banditry, formal borders and conflicts and other forms of social upheaval. A recent Nigeria security report by Benson, a firm specialized in security rights management, provided a detailed breakdown from May to December 2023. There were 5,802 deaths and 2,754 kidnappings. The situation was worsened in 2024, with 7,544 killed and 6,453 abducted between January to September. Experts are expressing concern over the unending security challenges and are urging President Tinubu to take more decisive actions. The security crisis is severe, a security analyst, Mandate Chue, so Saturday Punch. Economic hardship has only exacerbated the problem, compounding all already grave situation. At a security and peace summit based on the Northern West Governors Forum in Katsina State in July, President Tinubu described the ongoing insecurity, especially in the Northwest, as erected security comprising. He suggested that the current boundaries and insurgencies were partly due to historical injuries faced by the conflict-afflicted communities. 13,346 killed and 9,207 abducted under Tinubu says report. The full details are listed on page 5 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me, Nigerian Punch newspaper. INEC caution against fake news ahead of Edo governor poll. Ahead of the Edo State governorship election, the Independent National Electoral Commission has issued a warning about the dangers of the fake news and misinformation during the electoral process. The INEC National Commissioner and Chairs of the Information and Voter Education Committee, Seun Olumekun, issued the warning during a press briefing in Abuja on Friday. Olumekun, who was represented by the Director of Voters Education and Publicity, Mary Uken, emphasized the critical role of the media plays in ensuring the integrity of the upcoming elections. Olumekun cautioned that the spread of fake information, particularly in the digital age, could lead to public unrest and erode trust in the election results. In this digital age, we are acutely aware of the dangers posed by fake and misleading news, especially during an election period. Such information has the potential to disrupt the electoral process, undermine public confidence, and incite unnecessary tensions, he said. To counter this, Olumekun said INEC had committed to maintain transparency and provide timely updates. The commissioner noted that the public could rely on the commission for accurate information, adding that the various channels have been made available for voters and the media to verify any election-related news directly with INEC. INEC cautioned against fake news ahead of Edo governor's poll. The full details are listed on page 7 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in the Nigerian Punch newspaper. Benue local government poll, APC elects 299 candidates. The Benue chapter of All Progressive Congress has elected 299 chairmanship and councillorship candidates for the October 5 local government elections. Disclosing this to journalists in Makurdi on Friday, the caretaker organizing secretary spokesman of the APC caretaker committee in the state, James Oganga, said that the premise were inch-free. According to Oganga, the party successfully elected 23 chairmanship and 276 councillorship candidates for the forthcoming election. He said all local governments in the state have concluded their primaries and submitted the results to the caretaker committee. The APC is pleased that no form of violence has been reported anywhere during the process of those who have concerned with the screening exercises. Reports have since approached the Barrister Moses Screening Appeal Committee, which was attended to all cases. Benue local government poll, APC elects 299 candidates. The full details of this story is on page 9 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in Nigerian Punch newspaper. We are hungry. Pensioners cry to insurance fund. Some retirees who received their pensions from the African Alliance Insurance Firm have expressed frustration due to the non-payments of their pensions since January 2024. Recall that in July, the National Insurance Commission had directed the board of the companies to address and settle all outstanding claims from their customers and submit a transient plan for addressing their challenges. Meanwhile, in August, the executive directors of the company, Wasiu Amao, said that the firm was working on determined plans as directed by the NILC. This was even as some of customers expressed distortions over the company's failures to meet their demand. Speaking to the Saturday Punch, Omotayo Clement, who retired from the Lagos State Ministry of Works and Infrastructure in 2015, said the companies have failed to pay him his benefits. He stands that life has become challenges for him and the family after 4 months without payments. Clement added that he had been borrowing money from friends and family, but their patience was wearing thin as they struggled to repay them. He said, "I have not been paid for over 4 months now, and I did not receive any payments in March. It was only in April that I got paid. Things have been very difficult, and I've been borrowing from people. We are tired of lending the money. The country is very hard. Even paying house rent is a big problem. I cannot do anything because I had an incident which cost me my leg since 2017. I have not been able to work or doing anything. It is very terrible. If you know me before, you will not recognize it now. While my wife also had a stroke, and as I'm speaking to you, she's lying on the floor. Unable to work, we manage with the little we are collecting, and I have to rely on one of the others as resulted. We call food items on credit, and even neighbors are tired of giving us items on credit. The retiree added that his attempt to reach African Alliance Insurance by phone had been futile as they had not been answering his calls. He said, "They have not been picking up my calls. The only times I answered my calls was in early April, but nothing was done. All they said was that I should be patient. Since then, whenever I called, they did not say anything. There was a time some of my colleagues went to the Ikoyi office, but I could not go because of my leg. They went to the office and were paid for April only. We are hungry." The pensioners cries to insurance firm. The full details of this story in page 10 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me, Nigerian Punch newspaper. Petrol station workers lament poor pay. Petroleum station workers have called for recognition and organization under the Nigeria Union of Petroleum and Natural Gas Workers to protect their rights and improve their standards of living. At a press conference in Kaduna on Thursday, Ibrahim Zango, spokesperson for PSW, lamented that the exercise maltreatment, poor salaries, and neglect faced by workers in the sector. "We are dying workers," Zango said, adding that despite our vital role in the economy, we are treated like slaves. Our salaries are meagre, and we are fear designers such as toxic environments and fear exile without adequate health care. Zango disclosed that the PSWS earned between 10,000 naira and 20,000 naira per month, leading some to engage in sharp practice to survive. Petroleum station workers lament poor pay. The full details of this story is page 36 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. Another story here with me in Nigerian Punch newspaper. Archbishop of Sokoto Diocese Bishop Matthew Kuka has said reducing the current price of fuel will be the greatest legacy of President Bola Tinubu administration. The bishop also said many Nigerians are hungry due to the economic hardship occasioned by the increase in the price of fuel. He stated this at the former unveiling of the Progressive Institute, a branch of the Abdullahi Ganduje-led National Working Committee in Abuja on Friday. He said, "I once asked a girl if she is in APC, PDP or Labour Party, and she said I'm hungry. And so, since I'm speaking to those who are in power, please know that we Nigerians are hungry. Find a way of reducing the price of fuel. Find a way of keeping our country secure. That will be the greater legitimacy of any government." The preachers further raised concerns about unhealthy practice of government officials in the country. He noted, "I will always honor the invitation of every political party, even if it is APC, PDP, LP that calls me, I will go. And I am a twins." Our grandmother who used to say, "The mother of twins cannot afford to sleep on one side, but virtues of being a prince." People say, "I am a politician." I'm not a politician, but I'm a political. I'm concerned of the quality of democracy and policies in Nigeria. So rather than being guided by science, major decisions are taken through the nemesis of the illiterate people who are seated somewhere, chewing colonels and doing nothing with their lives, except projecting on what is going to happen. This is why I think this progressive institute is important, because we need to move towards science. Responding, the chairman of All Progressive Congress, APC, of Nasarawa State, Aliyu Bello, said those criticizing Tinubu for the current hardship cannot perform better than him. Reducing fuel prices will be Tinubu's best legacy, says Kuka. The full details are listed in page 27 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. And lastly, with me, Nigerian Punch newspaper, CAC condemns poor registration by POS operators. The Corporate Affairs Commission has issued a stern reminder to points of sales operators across the country that the deadline for their business registration, initially announced on July 7, 2024, expired on September 5, 2025. In a statement on Friday, the CAC expressed concerns over the inadequate compliance with the directives, despite the large numbers of POS operators in the country. However, the Corporate Affairs Commission commended the operators who have taken steps to formalize their businesses, pricing, and praising their positive attitude toward compliance. The Commission noted with concern the significant numbers of operators who have not adhered to the directives, according to statements. The recruitment operators have refused to adhere to the advice for formalizing dues pursuant to engagement in all OSUN activities for some reason, but no to them. CAC condemns poor registration by POS operators. The full details of research in page 26 of Nigerian Punch newspaper. And that's what we have for you on our newspaper review. If you'd like to follow us on our website page, on our social media page, you can follow us on our website, www.abntv network. You can click on www.abntv network and try to subscribe and share and like and comment. And we also have social media. You can click on Facebook, Abntv OSUN, try to share and comment and like. And you can also go on our Twitter. You can click on Abntv Nigeria, and we also have our YouTube, Abntv OSUN, and lastly on our Instagram, Abntv Nigeria. Try to subscribe and share and like if you like to watch us live and direct on our website. My name is Kenny Afolabi. Thanks for listening and thanks for watching. Bye for now.